Alright, here's how you use the Utah One-Stop Online Business Registration. What you want to do is go to I am registering a new business in Utah. Go ahead and click no to all of the questions being asked here, because if you select yes, then you cannot file online. It's that simple. So go ahead and hit no, fill in your name, address, hit continue. The next page is knowing what type of entity that you want. In this case, if it's for a holding company, you'd want a limited liability company. And then the date of the business, that would be today. Date of the first payroll, put that in the future. We're not doing payroll because it's a holding company. The business location, that would be your primary location. I recommend that it is not something associated with your personal residence, because that is not a good thing to have listed in a public record. But in any event, that's up to you to put a principal office location. A brief description of the business activity, name and telephone number, forms of payment, certificate of good standing, blah, blah. But this button here is the federal EIN number. This is the IRS EIN number. So just bounce past that. Don't worry about that right now, because what you can do is go over to irs.gov, click on their business page, and type in the EIN like that, and you'll come to this button here that says apply for an employer identification number, apply now. But that's a whole different video, so let me get back to the topic at hand. But that's how you get the EIN number, so forget about this. That is the FEIN. Hit continue. And then what you can do is go ahead and reserve yourself a spot in their online business registration system. And then it'll ask you more questions that you'll want to answer no to. No, no, no. Continue. And now you just confirm that everything you said is correct. Hit yes. And then you will start the next step of your business entity. Declare the business entity. So click on that. Select one. You're going to check limited liability company. Now the other companies here, if you don't know what they are, you need to research that or ask your accountant. But primarily any of the structures that I like to use are the limited liability company. There is no sub entity type outside of being a domestic in Utah company. So that just means you're a company in Utah. You don't have a company in some other state that you're trying to register in Utah. This LLC will be managed by the manager, which will be you. There'll be a single member, single sole manager LLC. So you'll go ahead and select single member manager. A single member is a individual. Now if it was you and your spouse, I would still recommend doing a single member, but if you absolutely had to, then you would select multiple members or a partnership or a corporation, but I don't recommend that. So a single member will suffice for what we're doing here. Go ahead and hit continue. Is this information correct? Yes. Now you're on to naming the business. Now when it comes to naming a business, you'll want something very generic, something that's if researched or searched on Google, it would be very difficult to find out what it is you do, number one, and number two, what exactly the business has been formed for. So you don't want anybody to know about your business or what you're up to when it comes to a holding company. So just go ahead and do your business name. It'll perform a search in the system, and if it's available, it will let you move to the next screen. So let's go ahead and put in here whatever the LLC would be, XYZ Holding Corp, XY Holding. The suffix would be the corp part. Any of these work. You can pick any of these. I like to pick the one that's easy to write out, because if I have to write it out on any document, it's real simple. So comma LLC is the one I chose. It'll perform the search for the XYZ Holding, and you can see it's already taken, but it was expired. So I can probably go ahead and claim it since it's expired because somebody else did not renew it. So I can request the business name, pay the $22, and now I have my business registered and my business name registered, and I can move on to the next step after that.